如果你可以喺15分鐘內揾到貨源、物流、建立品牌，你仲需要擔心網店生意做唔起嗎？今集我哋揾到 Tang Buy 嘅 Jess 同埋 Dora 做咗一次完整嘅實測，由零開始，一步一步示範佢哋點樣幫 Shopify 買家處理最頭痛嘅部分，包括 AI 智能配對、訂單管理、品牌發貨，仲有2026年最新推出嘅 EC Brand Kit。
We'll get started from the front page, Tang Buy. As you know, we worked for the customers previously, so still some people in North America, Europe, they still go buy some Chinese goods from us so they can go to the shop. But you can skip that part if you are small business owner or Shopify owner. So in the page, this is our front page. You see start drop shipping now. So in this part, it will bring you to the registration part. We support the third-party login, like you can use Google, Apple ID, or even TikTok. If you don't use those emails or those accounts, you want to say, I want to use my Hotmail account, you can just here, you can just, you can just get in your email address and then continuously you will get to registration. But I always recommend go with Google. It's much easier just to log in with Google. You don't need to remember the password, right? And it's much faster. I think for most Hong Kong users, you have your own, this is one? Yeah. Okay. I'll just show you how to log in. Okay. When you get registered the website, if you don't have a store link, here's the bar. You'd better link it first. I know there are two types of people start doing drop shipping. One tab is I have everything in my mind. The other tab is I have my store already. So if you have a store, you can go to link now and then go to Shopify. And then you can connect Shopify WooCommerce. And then here you subscribe from the Shopify app store. So here you have authorized use store. And then if you have more than one stores, you can start right on top, authorized new stores. So in this way, this store has been authorized. It's been connected. Okay. Let me move to the page. There are several sections of Tang Buy dropshipping. The first one is homepage. So for the homepage, we provide kind of summary for the users. You can see what action required. If you have orders, it will appear here how many orders you have today, how many products in your store, and how many orders are in the fulfillment process. And also, if you have balance in our account, it will show up here. And then daily, it provides you a daily report here on this part, and my orders and products. And also, if you have a lot of products in your store but not linked to the sources, it will show to-do list here. You can process it. So that's the front page, give you a summary, and then it has fulfillment as well. So the second part, dropshipping is really important on the sourcing part. So we have the sourcing session. The sourcing session have three major functions. The one I would recommend is called Smart Match. What happens is we have a Shopify store. In some cases, you already have the products inside your store, right? So in this case, you may source from AliExpress or other kind of suppliers. You want to check, well, I want to see whether this product, it has really reasonable price. So it has the comparison from what you have in your store listed and the source. What it happens is we use the image and use the AI matching tools to match the product and then show the results on this column. Or if you see, this dress you have in the store is white color, but we link to the black color. You may choose to partially link. For instance, in your store, you have 3 SKUs. You have black, white, and in Tangbuy, you only want to link to the black one. So you can, see, they have the gold one and the black one, right? So for this product, I want to link to gold, and I want a smaller size or extra large size, and then you can confirm. So this one is linked, and then you can confirm. So this has been linked. So after this one is linked, you can go to the store, see sorry. You can right click. I'm not sure whether I clicked too fast. So I have linked the address, right? So on the right part, view the linked item in my products, store products. This is a shortcut. So you can see we have linked this dress with our sources. And then its selling price is $69.99 and sourcing price is $17.17. So it tells you how is the weight and the declaration value to go through customs. So if you have, let's say you have 10 items in your store, our AI system will automatically do the sourcing. And then in our view, 60% of the products can be sourced directly through AI system. But in some cases, let's say you want to source something, you get all perfect examples. For instance, you get something, there's no match suppliers. So in this case, you can either go sourcing to fill out a sourcing form. I want this one and my contact information. And also you can contact the sourcing specialist. It goes to our customer service WhatsApp. I'm not going to click it because the WhatsApp will pop up and our customer service may contact me. So but you can click here. There are human one-on-one consultant behind those links. Because in some cases, you may not be able to find the perfect source, right? You have a package, you have a bundle, you have several items combined together. So you can always click these 2 buttons if the system or the AI cannot do the work. And in some cases, you don't have a store or you don't have the products published. You can go to here, you can see the phone, you can click on the number. In this way, you will contact directly to our customer service and then tell them what kind of product you need. They may point it to the sourcing experts who are familiar with the field or the category. So in this way, you can get customer or account manager work directly with you. So that's the one case I would highly recommend people who have products. The second one is called product catalog. So when you get to the product catalog, there are several subscriptions or recommendations. If you have strong view, I want to subscribe this, or you can skip it. And then you can do the search here. Let's say I want pet bottles, or I want yoga jeans, yoga pants. And then you get to see the products here after search. And then each of them, you can click on that. You can see the detail page, the product, the size, and then you can do it also. Let's say I want to ship to Greece. I just give an example. I don't want to ship to Greece. You can see different shipping lines. So for this way, you can choose, well, there are different lines. I want to see, well, do they have a special shipping lines or some Europe special lines? For instance, there are several sensitive stuff like food. Maybe you want to ship toothpaste. then it has to go through a special line, right? So you can choose the special line. For the yoga pants, you can ship whatever line, just choose the cheapest one. So this one is $10 and this one is 14 and then 10 to 12 days. And you can check different estimated days and then the shipping cost. Some, the delivery time is shorter, but the cost is higher, right? But in some cases, it's 8 to 15 days. And then the estimated shipping cost is fair. And then you think, well, this is probably what I want. So you can click here, link product, link to the product you have already published on Shopify. Other cases, I want this, but I want to have, inquiries. I want order 50 or 100 pants and make it a stock. You can go to add to inquiry list, click here, and it will be in the inquiries. You can purchase the demo or example, a sample. So you can go purchase immediately, but you don't want to ship to Greece, you ship to Hong Kong, right? And also, if you want to import a several product, you can add to the import list and publish all the stuffs in the import list together. So that's the second thing. And then the third thing is you can do sourcing request. If you like some products, but you want to do some customization, maybe you want to have your logos, maybe you have different order amount, you can go to the product request. So you can say yoga jeans, yoga pants, and then what kind of image, what's the expected purchase price, and then the quality, and then your contact information. After you submit it, let's just do it. Do an example. And then let's just click image. Do you have an image? Maybe not?
Not really.
Okay. Let's see. I'll just put some random numbers, but you need to leave the real WhatsApp number so our sourcing manager can find you, or you wouldn't get the order back. Do you have an image?
I think.
Whatever. Let's put one.
Yeah. Not too big, I think the size.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I'll do it. So this is, so you can see the sourcing request has been submitted. And then when the sourcing expert is processing it, it will see it. We will get back to you when the sourcing is completed. So there are 3 sessions. So currently it's pending platform process. So the sourcing expert will get your order. And when they finish it, it will go completed. So you can check your sourcing request. So that's the most important part. So the My Product part is when you publish or link to the product, it will show here. You can select them and link, and you can unpublish the product, link to shipping template, and unlink to shipping template. So you can do it in a bundle. So there's one thing I need to say is called link branding materials. So what does that mean is when you do bundle, you want to see is that, well, I want a thank you card. I want a note, right? I want a thank you card just for this skirt. I want a discount note for my entire order. So in this case, you just need to select it and then choose what kind of, for instance, I want a card and which card. If you have that pre-ordered in your inventory, you can just link it here. So in this way, the system knows what kind of material goes to your product. And so for the inventory, you can either do the stock up or you can do the material. So for instance, like branding materials or tags, you want to have your own brand tag. So you can all order it here. So in this way, when you link to the product, it will be the branding you can see, like branding boxes, inserts, and so on. If this sounds too complicated, don't worry, because when you go through branding, you ultimately would have an account manager helps you. So you just need to do one thing is you need the account manager, just give the authority. I'll show you a bit later. In the settings, they can do the whole link and the product connection for you. So you don't need to worry about it. You just need to know that we have this kind of functions, but don't need to worry. You need to familiarize all of the steps. Okay. And then sometimes you want to have your own inquiries. So in this way, this is the inquiry I just submitted. You can say, I want more orders. So it will tell you what's the price, and then you can directly buy it and make it as your stock, or you can add it as your inquiry list. I want to see if I buy 50, how much does it cost? Can I get some discount for multi items? So you can do it in your inquiry list. And then when you place the list, it will show here the inquiry orders. So when you have the next part is orders, when you have Shopify orders, it will appear here. Some of them, they synced from Shopify first. It will be listed at the to be placed section. And then in some of the cases, the shipping cost may change. So some may require additional payment. So it will appear here. And then also some of them are in stock preparation because it's not shipped yet. It will show on this tab. It also have the to be shipped because from the warehouse, some of the orders are ready to ship. It will show here and waiting deliveries, delivered, canceled. So it showed all of your orders in this page. So you can find them by searching your order number, or you can select specific date or country. If you want to see, I want to see all of the orders go to France, go to England, you can make the choice here. And also some of the orders, they may have some quality issues. You want to exchange it, return it. It will all appear in the after sales part. It has processed, verified, and refund. Sometimes you don't like the quality. You want to say, I want to return it. And then it will have the whole process go through this session. We also provide fulfillment overview page. So when you have Shopify orders, when all of the orders are shipped out, you want to see the logistic tracking, whether it's in transit, pickup ready, out of a delivery or some other issues. So you can find all of the information on this page. My wallet is majorly from charge the balance for your Tang Buy account, because all of our clients, they have, for instance, they have 50 orders. They don't want to pay orders one by one. They want to make the payment all together for the 50 orders. So first they will get to their balance. They may have, $1,000 or $2,000 in their balance. So in this case, after their account manager has processed their orders, after they checked, they just need to pay through the balance. They don't need to do bank transfer for every order. So it saves a lot of money for the transaction fee. We also have the affiliate part. Oops, sorry. I think it's the web connection. So yeah, we have the affiliate program. So if you want to refer a friend, or like MC, like you want to be in our affiliate program, you can connect us through here. One thing I need to say a bit is the setting part, because in this part, if you have account manager in Tangbuy, you can go through the users and permissions part. You can add your team members. So for instance, I want to give, let's say, so I want to give Jess, right? You can select which features you give them the authority so they can actually do the operations. So even you select all of the features, there are a couple things you need to pay attention. Whether you allow the team member to list a product or delist the product, or do you want them to make the payment, or do you want to let them do the affiliate withdrawal? So those are four very special permissions, whether you want to give to the team member, because in this way, it's really high. It's related to your product listing, related to your payment and withdrawal payment. So in this way, it's really important you make sure if you want someone to do the operations for you, and then what kind of permission you give. So after you finish selection, your team member's email account will receive an email, see, well, you get authorization from so-and-so. Do you want to accept it? If you want to accept it, you need to click on this link. And then you are going to see the team member here who gets the authorization. So in this way, for instance, if you have account managed by Tangbuy's account manager, in this way, you just need to decide when you want to do the payment. And we have a lot of clients, they give the permission to their Tangbuy account managers. So in this way, they don't need to link the product. They don't need to do all of the listing, delisting, and this kind of things, because they want to focusing more on marketing. So in this way, save a lot of time. And then in your previous questions, actually asking about what's the pricing method, what's the one pricing method, or use formula pricing. We used to have 3 ways. After we discussed with a lot of users, we actually done the pricing method to 2 ways. One is called one pricing method. So in this way, you just add, let's say, $20 or $40 to all of your products in your store, because in some stores, they have over 1,000 SKUs. I was shocked when I first see that. But yeah, that's how they do a niche or a special category. They do that. So in this way, they don't need to set the Shopify store price one by one. When they list it, every item just add $20 or add $40. So it's just a shortcut. The other way is called the formula pricing method. So in this way, you can do the round up or round down, or you can do the cost price times, let's say, times 4 plus, PayPal processing fee 3.14, and then you can do minus, or you can just put it 0, and then you can do 1 decimal place or 2 decimal places, and then round to the nearest, and then you can confirm. In this way, all of the price from the sourcing would do the same formula. So you don't need to set one by one. So when you have over 100 SKUs, a lot of people just using the formula pricing way. So in this way, they save a lot of time. But if you less than 10 SKUs, I don't think the pricing method really work that much, because a lot of our clients, they just multiple 4 or 5 for their final selling price. So it's not really that hard just for 10 SKUs, but you do need it when you have over 100 SKUs. So in the other thing is, if you have iOSS, you want to go to Europe, you can save it here. So for all of your orders going through that, you don't need to enter every order. And then also, you can select the shipping address. So you can set a specific shipping address. You want to select the shipping ways. And then for the job shipping preset, you can preset, let's say the template is for France. For all France parcels, I want to simple packaging, but everything I want bubble wrapped. And I want to select the category is all common goods. You can preset the template, and then it will show you there are different kind of shipping lines. You want to say, oh, I want everything goes through Yun Express. So I want to choose this special line as my template. So you can preset the template. So all of the way is going to France, and then we'll go through this. Also, you need to preset your IOSs and the declaration and then the currency. So in this way, you don't need to set the shipping template for every order. Well, there are a lot of settings, but I wouldn't go through all of them. So because most of the cases can be done by your account managers, you don't need to worry too much about the operation details. So yeah, so that's the basic overview of Tangbuy's functions, MC.
Thank you, Jess, for your sharing. So should I go to some of the questions?
Sure.
Okay, so some students are asking if they don't buy stock from you, but they want to use your, for example, shipping methods. Is there any way that you can serve them? For example, can they ship some items to your warehouse, and then from your warehouse you have them pick and ship?
So I want to get to know is they buy from some other suppliers,
Yes.
and then they ship directly to our warehouse, and then it's a stock or just one piece?
Oh,
Like
maybe two cases, right? Maybe can they do it like one by one, or they can ship a batch of products to you, and then you distribute them for them?
Okay, so if it's not stock, it's a bit hard to track because as I show you, all of the orders are trackable. So if it's not shipping from specific lines, it's just a one by one. We have to talk to our purchase line and to tell them how to mark down their logistic numbers. I'm not sure whether I explained it very clearly, because all of our orders from our suppliers are, when they shipped it, they have a specific logistical number. For instance, you go to Shunfeng, this Shunfeng gives you a tracking code, right? We use this tracking code linked with the account number. So they know when they go through our warehouse, they scan the tracking code. So it will appear, oh, this is MC, this is Dora, this is Jess. So they know which order it goes to. But if the order is not from our suppliers, it's from other parts, piece by piece, we have to find a way to connect the tracking code, and then the supplier, it either, it becomes the shipping person becomes our supplier, or if it ships from Taobao or 1688, we can talk to them and send it to us. So if they just want to source, they have connected the price, they have discussed the price with their suppliers. They need to tell us whether their shipping code and what's the order number. But if you do it in stock, that'd be much easier, because in stock you just do it once, right? So you only have one order. It may have 10, 20 or 30 pieces. In this way, I know this 30 pieces belongs to MC, and I put it to MC's rack. And next time when you want to ship to the States or UK or France, I will just go to your stock part and take one piece and then ship, take another piece and ship. So in this way, the tracking number just track how many stocks left on your shelf. So in this way, it's much clearer. In this way, we charge, last time I told you, 10 to 15% just for the keeping fee. And that's all. Yeah, for the one by one order, I think we will see whether we can track the number for each order, because I don't want to get lost in the between. I don't know, there comes a parcel, but we don't know which user it belongs to.
So another question from student. Someone is asking if they can buy stock from you without you shipping for them. Is it possible?
In most cases, we don't do that. We do the stock and shipping, because our outbound actually is connected to the international shipping line, so we don't connect with the domestic shipping line. Yeah, but if you buy in stock and then you want to ship the whole parcel or whole set of goods to UK, 30 pieces of t-shirts, we can do that. We have that service for a lot of clients in UK.
Okay, so is there any particular countries that Tangbuy is most strong at? For example, do you have like very strong shipping time with some countries?
I will list the three. UK, the shortest time is 3 business days, but mostly are 5 to 7. So UK is the one, and France is pretty good. But last couple of weeks there are strikes in the country, so it's a little bit longer, but mostly 8 to 10 business days. Europe, we have a lot of strong lines. And for the States, it's a bit complicated, depends on what kind of materials, but the regular goods are 8 to 12 business days, because some are east side, some are west. So Europe and the American are the countries, but yeah, UK is pretty good. We also do very good for Australia. Our price is quite competitive for shipping to Australia. We have clients from Australia as well. Yeah.
Okay. So do you ship lithium batteries or also liquid items?
Yeah, sure. That's what I call the sensitive line. You need to tell us. So, the cell phone or they have the inside batteries, right? So we need to check with the couriers first, and then we give you the price. And also the liquid, as I mentioned, it depends on the size. Some are perfumes, some are small size, so it's quite reasonable, not much. But if it's a large liquid size, I would not recommend to go through air, because the cost is really highly expensive. And then the weight, even though the size is not big, right? But the liquid is high weight. So I wouldn't recommend just go by air. I would recommend it by ship. That's more like perfume or some makeup stuff, toner stuff. We can do that. Yeah, we have special makeup line, cosmetic line.
Okay. So some student asking, does Tangbuy has a trend data? Just now, did you get the chance to show us? Because last time I remember you say there's a trend table, right? Is there any way that we can have a look today?
So here we have the filter part. When you go to the product category, you can see the trend. It's online market in mostly Amazon, social media mostly TikTok, and the choice mostly from the factory vendors. So as I mentioned last time, some of them, they have the new product. So in this way, let's select the online or best selling for social media. Let's go best selling. And then in this way, we choose sports, outdoors, subcategory, and then we can go through the filter. And then in this way, you can see the monthly sales, the ratings, and then their revenue, and then their preference price. What's the Tangbuy sourcing price? I'm not sure whether I have shared my screen. Can you see it?
Yes,
When
very
you go
awesome.
through the
You match the product in this table already.
yeah,
which is
yeah,
awesome.
that's right. Yeah. As you mentioned, we updated how we get to the trend data. We some of them we purchased, and we monitored and collect TikTok related trend data, because there are a lot of TikTok data monitoring companies. They sell the data, right? So some of them we got from those collaboration, or some of them we get through purchase, and we updated from month to month. In some cases, for instance, in summer, you get a lot of changes, but when you get to the winter, there's a transaction in this part, you can see a lot of changes. But when you get to the winter phase, the 2 months, you may get slow changes. So the update depends on the season changes. So it's a seasonal data. And of course, we have other data we cannot share on the on the web, but they can check with our account manager. Always the latest data we share inside. It cannot be published on the website, so they can contact our account manager. We also bought some TikTok data. It's not published yet, but our account manager can help you do the source. In some cases, because TikTok, they have different regions, we mostly monitoring is the US market, because we find the latest products always go to the US market. So that's our major region. But I know your students may be in other Asian countries or other regions, right? So in this case, you have to talk to the account manager to get the specific region you want. But I would say the US market is a good indicator for European countries also, because we see the trend is some of the viral products goes viral in US first, and then they gradually goes to Germany, France, Spain, and some Belgium, or something like that. But like Malaysia or Philippines, they have their own, their trend and then their schedules. So in that part, if you want to do the market on that part, like Indonesia, you need to talk to our account manager case by case. I hope that make that clear. Yeah.
Right. So from this current table, right, can we see specifically where are these sales coming from? Are these all from the US or they are from global?
For this part, for
Yes.
TikTok part,
This part, this page.
So TikTok part is from the US.
Oh, only US. It's not related to other countries.
Yeah. Because
Right.
the major GMV on TikTok are Indonesia and the US. Other parts are not that majority. So we only select a part of the data.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, because TikTok is country by country, right? It's not like really, you want to see the trend. It's not really, I want exactly the accurate 1.2 or 1.3 thousand, what's the pieces, it's not that. You want to see the trend, and then you want to see, well, I want listed this product, and then what's the sourcing price, right? We want to give the reference. Yeah.
I remember just now you have 3 ways to find these trending products, right? Would you mind showing me the other 2?
So this is for TikTok, and then this is for the online market, mostly Amazon. I'll just be very honest. Yeah. So that's
So
it.
you did buy data from Amazon?
Actually, there are data providers.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. Let's choose the best selling and confirm filter. So this is the Amazon. It's based on subcategory.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are another kind from factory choice. you need to do the same. Let's click. Oops. Subcategory. It may be different because from Tang Buy, we look at is the suppliers data. So in Amazon and TikTok, you get most images is from the selling end. So the image are slightly different. So in this part, the same as outdoor, you see mostly are for Shopify sellers.
Mm-hmm.
And Amazon and TikTok are what they are selling on Amazon and TikTok. So they're slightly different. And then the category may be slightly different as well.
Mm-hmm.
So for one thing, actually you mentioned is there are a lot of beginners who are looking at the trending data, right?
Yes.
Yeah. My personal experience, I want to share some of my personal experience. I hope you don't mind. Actually, if you just beginner and starting your store, chasing the hot trend immediately make you a bit anxious, because when you see a product, right, you want set in your store. But for beginners, setting up the store may cost longer than mature Shopify sellers. Maybe it may take you 2 or 3 weeks to finish setting up the store. But if you have done it many, many times, you only need a weekend, right? There are 2 or 3 weeks, the gap. So after you launch the store, you launch your ads, the trend may be already not that hot. So if you are just truly a beginner, I would recommend for the first store, you want to do something, it's just a normal, it's, for the long-term use, because you want to get familiarized with the entire process, how to set up the store, how to, source the product, how to launch ad. It's a learning curve. After you learn it, okay, this may do 1, 2, 3 steps. This may do 1, 2, 3 steps. You get familiarized with the process, then you can do the trend, because chasing the trend is never ends. You always need to be really fast to get on the trend. But for instance, if one of our clients do the outdoor gadgets, they sell knives, when you do the outdoor camping, you always need some tools. So he only do this niche. So he never follow the trend. But for the season, let's just get summer, right? His orders just going up. He's not following the trend. I think for beginners, just try a small niche and then familiarize with the entire process instead of really get anxious. Oh my God, the sales gets up, or the trend is gone. After setting my store, the trend is gone, right? So for the very beginner, I would say when you do the level of speed, it requires experience, capital, and operational capacity. So just don't get a really competitive field. That's just my personal recommendation.
So is there any other special functions of this website that we haven't gone through?
Not really. As I mentioned, if they are beginners, as we discussed the last time, we talked a lot about, the beginner. For the beginner, the most important thing is getting started, right? So since our talk the last month or in April, I can't remember. We actually did do a new function. It's called the Easy Brand Kit. It's a kind of small tool. I'm not sure whether Dora has shared it to you.
Sure.
It's a small tool to help beginners to get their website started, and then quickly they can download a theme and upload to their website so they can get started. So that's why we thought about the beginners you mentioned last time. So we think set up a store could be the first thing they need to do. They need to get to see what they are working on. So we
New account haven't signed up.
Okay.
No, that's for the main. Okay.
So yeah, let me just do it.
Really, yeah, really nice tool for the store setup.
I'm sorry, it takes a bit minute. So we have the brand design. And also, if you sign up, you get the free points. And then the free points is good enough for you to download a theme. So in this way, you can see, oh, this is the page theme. This is the product page theme. If you like the theme, you can click download.
Mm-hmm.
And then it will take you, oh, sorry, that's too fast. It take you 5 credits for download the theme. And after, you can see the zip file here. And then when you download, it's right here. You can just upload to your Shopify store, and then you get to see what it looks like on your store. I'm not going through it because it takes a bit of a minute. But yeah, that's for the beginners. If you want to say, oh, I don't know how to start. I don't know how to start my page. In this way, you know, you can start, at least you start a decent store first, and then you wouldn't chase, oh, I want a dark one, I want a black one, I want whatever. So getting started is most important. So that's why I'm saying is from the beginning, we were thinking about discussion with you last time. So we had this AI tool set up about a month. So just we released the end of last month. So we want to share it with you and your students. So if you want to get started, they don't know how to start, they get a store. They at least seeing something real. They can see a theme and then register for free. You get 10 points. Yeah,
Right.
so that's
awesome.
something new. That's something new. Yeah, we would like to share. So that's the product we want to share. And do you have any further questions we can discuss, or some of your students' concerns?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much for today, because now they have a much better idea on what to do inside the Tangbuy platform, and at least they know you're improving, almost every month. So
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
that's
But
very, very
yes,
interesting.
thanks for your input. So actually, last time when we talked in April, I think you gave us some important input. Yeah, really, thank you. We appreciate the opportunity to discuss with you. What's the trend you see in this year, in 2026?
In terms of dropshipping, or in terms of the students?
Yeah, like your students and
Yeah.
the industry, what do you see?
I think in terms of the students, more students are questioning about how AI can help their business. Okay, because this is something huge, right? You see, AI ads popping up everywhere, and some students are getting worried because they see competitors. Oh, they roll out ads almost every few days. Each ad, they used to roll out like maybe 2 to 3 versions. These days, 10, 20 versions. Okay, because the testing cost has been so much lower. And so we need to really keep up with the trend, and teach them different AI tools and especially in Facebook, right? When we launch new ad, there's a AI suggestion already. Say for example, we give Facebook one picture, okay, and the AI, after a few seconds, they will suggest 10, 20 versions, variations for us. And then we just click, and to choose the version we like, and then we click publish. And then we have like a super powered computer in front of us. Yeah, but of course, when you have the weapon, other people also have it too. So we don't really have an edge on that. Okay, I think that's what I always tell the student. AI is only a tool, right? The biggest creativity is from us, from the human. Okay, so if we can tell what the AI needs to do, then we will have an edge. If you keep blindly following what AI tells you to do, then you better be careful, because AI cannot replace human at this moment, right? So and also I tell students to be cautious on all AI tools out there because sometimes they will hallucinate, right? For example, when they are writing product description, okay, don't blindly trust them. You need to review that and then fix it, right? That's what I'm telling students. So yeah, AI has been big and more students are relying on it, which I think is a good thing because they save time, but they need to be cautious, all right? And I think the industry is shifting, it's getting more and more competitive, to be honest, because of all these AI tools, right? So ultimately, the ad creation, I think, plays a good role because everyone these days can find a product, a good product, very easily, right? So how do you win this game? You need to, make use of the data, see what is doing well on the market, take the idea and roll out something better. Okay, especially in a creative way. That's what I've been telling students. Right?
I think that's an excellent point. Well, we are using AI as well. We can share a bit of our observation. As let's say, for the Easy Brand Kit, we have the GEO and SEO revisions, how to polish your entire website's content, and also how to write the GEO product to make sure the AI can read you. Because the funny thing is, before we released the Easy Brand Kit, I actually published a couple videos on our official website. And then when I search for Gemini, even though the product is not published, the Gemini knows what Easy Brand Kit is. So that's really funny because Google has the advantage with the YouTube and other kind of channels. So that's why I see actually GEO could be some possibility for the job shipping, for the new possibility to promote. That's the first thing we see. The second thing is we see, as you mentioned, actually exactly like making ads. There are lots of creations make up the product page or product descriptions. You can use AI, but you still need to fulfill your orders. Right? So that's why reliable fulfillment becomes really important. That's why I would recommend the users to use the reliable, or maybe you would call that branded shipping lines. Because if the logistic, as you mentioned, is more competitive, the ads gets more and more expensive, right? So for every order, you don't want any returns or some bad evaluations. So that's why we actually more and more rely on like Yun Express, SF Express, or EMS. So that's branding shipping tools working with us, because it's more, the reliable becomes much more important than just the price. Also, we see is people are making agents, so AI agents, to do the entire workflow. And also they tell the AI agents, just keep monitoring whether my goal is to improve conversion rate. So you just keep monitoring. They have two AI agents. One is going through the workflow. The other one is evaluating what kind of things I can keep on doing well. So in this way, the two agents, they work together. One do the workflow, one do the evaluation and the improvement. So in this way, actually, a lot of people are doing this entire upgrading. So they don't need to do everything on their own. They want to monitor, but they only need to make few decisions. They don't do the entire work by themselves. So that's the third thing we see. But I totally agree. As you mentioned, AI at the front end is really the edge. It's just how well you are using AIs and how well you are polishing your prompts, your agents, to make sure you have relatively higher advantage than other students or other owners in Shopify field. Yeah. And the other thing we see is we see a lot of bundle product. Previously, let's say 2 years ago, you can see people only sell one product or one viral product, I would say. But this year, more and more people are making the bundles, the entire set. And then for the price, they work on the bundle price. For instance, you buy this mouse, maybe costs you $35, but you buy this plus another thing is, $50. But in this way, they actually sounds more valuable to buy two things. The package sounds more valuable. Like freshener, they buy the gums plus the toothpaste, they combine them all together, and then they sell a bundle. So that's why they can tell a story to AI saying, well, you are not just eat gum, you want to do the completely refreshing of your entire teeth and something like that. They write it in FAQ. So in this way, AI would read the FAQ saying, wow, this is suitable for so-and-so people who want fresh air, fresh mouth for the entire day. So that's why you need the gum plus the toothpaste and something like that. So it's shifting. I think the field has the shifting what they are working on.